Just wanted to add an extra content warning here because this episode could be dark or triggering.
Friend and Foe Adventure Co. is an immaturely mature podcast. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Welcome back to Friend and Foe Adventure Co., a Borderlands, Bunkers, and Badasses actual play podcast. I loved Allison doing that intro, and I feel like that should just always be it.
Oh, thank you, hon.
It was so solid. It classes up the place, really. I mean, we've got a Brit on here, but it's like, you know, real Cockney type.
I am not a Cockney.
You should be Cockney for the rest of the episode now.
Of course, strike a light, governor. Hello, mate. Cheeky chappy, apples and pears, is it? Come on, you Spurs.
Did I get that right, though? You know, if I'm being classist, I want to be correct. But is Cockney like the low class?
It's a low-class Londoner. Technically born within the sound of the Bow Bells, I think.
I think you're right.
What does that mean?
So, like, Bow Church has bells. So if you were born within the area from which you can hear the bells ringing, that makes you a proper Cockney.
Oh, interesting. I don't think I've ever had an area described, at least here in the States, by, like, distance from sound.
That's how we do all our borders.
Wales only goes out as far as you can hear the whale cry. It's not even spelled the same. It's fine.
If at any time you can't hear a whale, you've gone too far.
Well, let's start with some frivolous facts. Let's start with Tarquin.
Hi, I'm Phil. I play Tarquin, Britstone. Do I need to do that bit? You already called me Tarquin. Hello, it's me again. You heard me last week. You hear me every week. A frivolous fact is that when we were younger, we were playing a game where we would ring the bell for Crawford, the butler, and then we would run to a different room of the house. We were running away from Crawford, as you do, because he's old and it's hilarious. And Lucinda accidentally knocked over one of Father's ancient Iridian crystal headdresses, and it smashed all over the floor.
Lucinda. How dare you?
Clumsy little club-footed wretch. That correctional shoe just kept banging all the furniture and knocked it right off the coffee table. She was at that awkward age. She had one orthopedic shoe and one Heeley. It was just...
I don't know if any of that is true. That is totally for Allison to decide on.
Hi, I'm Allison and I play Lucinda. My frivolous fact is that when we were younger, Tarquin and I used to play this game where we would tease Crawford by ringing the bell in one room and then running away so that he would go to that room and no one would be there. One time we were running from Crawford when Tarquin crashed into this ancient crystal Iridian headdress and it shattered all over the floor in a spray of priceless crystal. To this day, he has denied that he even did that, and he blamed me because he is a sexist coward. Rumour has it that he was wearing his orthopedic shoe and a Heeley at the time, but that is unverified.
Oh, Tarquin, you bastard.
I know, right? Whatever I was wearing, though, they were Velcro, because I can't do laces.
Yeah, but if you were living at home at the time, Crawford would do your laces for you.
Well, he would have, but the whole game was we were running away from Crawford.
You had a team of maids in the morning to just tie your shoelaces. They had to draw straws to do it.
And I'm Riley. I am the BM, the Bunker Master. And a frivolous fact that happened in New Albion is that Crawford used to get pranked all the time. The bell would ring in some room and he would go there to serve, you know, like he's supposed to. He's being summoned to a room and he goes and then nobody's there. And he knew who it was. I mean, who else in the house would be doing that, right? And so one of the days he was so determined that he ran to the place. He heard Tarquin and Lucinda's little footsteps. One of them sounded like maybe it could have been an orthopedic shoe and a Heeley, but he couldn't verify that. because while he was chasing after them, he accidentally knocked over a priceless crystal iridian headdress off of this pedestal, and he stayed quiet and let Lucinda and Tarquin take the blame as kind of a retribution of all the pranks they had pulled on him.
That bastard.
Outrageous.
We weren't allowed to summer at the coast because of that.
Oh, great. So yeah, again, this is going to be part 2 of the Bloody Harvest event, Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. And it was recorded a year and 1 day ago from when the second part comes out. So previously on Friend and Foe Adventure Co., let's see what these two can remember. And I will stop you when you get to the part where we're caught up on, because you don't know exactly where it ends. But what do you recall from 1 year ago?
Okay, I was hiding out in some pub, right?
I mean, that's a safe bet. I mean, that's not even a
1-0. 1-0 to Tarquin.
Lucinda travelled from New Albion to find Tarquin.
Oh, come on. That is also a given.
Well, you're still in New Albion.
Are we still in New Albion? Wow.
But the capital is where you guys live. That's the capital of New Albion is the capital. How posh, right? So where were you traveling to? Do you know? Even just environmentally.
Some kind of swampy place.
It's like a shitty old village.
Bingo. Yeah, both are right, but it was in a swamp. Oh, I can't remember. I think it was the western part of New Albion had a bunch of swamplands.
Lucinda is looking for a skull.
Well, close. Technically, what's Lucinda looking for?
Crystal.
Love. Acceptance.
Tarquin, yep.
Wait, was I sent to find the skull and then didn't do it?
Oh, I mean, that also sounds exactly like you.
Yep. So Lucinda's sent there to find you and make sure that you do the job.
And to chivvy you along. Yes. I remember now.
And then there was the room that the whole village, the other village, next village along or whatever, had been wiped out by skeletons.
Yes, and we were looking for clues, and we found loads of stuff about like records of harvest.
Yes. Wasn't they all burned in a pile?
Yep, at the town hall.
Yes. Did we go in a cellar that you couldn't find your way out of? Was that what it was?
She found a secret door to the cellar in the town hall, which is where it was burnt.
Did we find like a book or a document or something that said there was a delivery? No? There was something. Someone was collecting the harvest. Were they making wine? There was something. They were making something that someone collected or they delivered. And that gave us our next location. Did it? We went there?
Yes. Yeah.
So there was a ledger. Who found the ledger?
Probably
Tarquin.
Well, I was going to say probably you.
Ooh, okay. It was Lucinda. What did Tarquin find?
Beer.
Bottles.
Wine.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds exactly on brand for both of us.
Yeah. But then it ended up working together because then it was like the ledger and the wine bottles and the dates all were like adding up and being less and less. And pretty much, yeah. What do you remember at all what you saw before you got to the village?
Monkeys.
Those animals, like zombie animals.
Yep. Bravo. That was pretty good for a year ago.
Yeah.
There's been many more adventures since then. All right. So without further ado, here you go. Listen to the rest of this, suckers.
Enjoy. Whatever the skull does has reanimated some dead animals by the looks of it. Do we think, once you've been reanimated by the skull, are you under the control of the wielder of the skull?
You would know that, actually.
Lucinda would know that because I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, Lucinda knows that whoever wields the skull is in control of what's reanimated.
Okay, do they have to concentrate or can they like imbue them with a kind of free will?
Yeah, they can. Are you thinking like these are guards?
Like guards, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And will they alert whoever when we kill them?
If, Lucinda, if.
Yeah, roll an insight and see if you would know that from your many book readings and studies.
That's the natural one. I skipped that day.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You have no idea. I love that we talked you up as like you're not the favored child, but you're for sure the superior child. You're just so distracted.
And then I have to do nothing all day.
It's such a dirty environment and you're bothered. You even have to be here cleaning up after Tarquin.
It's just such an emotional thing.
Is there, like, okay, because the guards The guard animals presumably will have seen us. I guess, is there like a telepathic or psychic? Will the wielder of the skull now know that we're here, or did they have to see us with their own eyes, I guess?
Yeah, you're not sure. But, I mean, you've made eye contact with both of these animals, I would say, and there's no, like, moving lights, or you don't hear any movement coming from behind them.
Okay. Should we just carry on our way, Lucinda? Or would it be kinder to put these creatures out of their misery? Are they even in misery? What if they're just, like, living their best second life? I mean, they haven't reacted to us, right?
They haven't reacted, and I'm wondering if we can get in with them just watching us. Also, I don't want to be surrounded. Like, do we want to pick them off now?
But maybe if we don't act in a threatening way, they won't feel the need to alert or react. We could just be bramble pickers.
There we are, just picking some brambles.
That can be our cover story. We're making jam, or jelly for the Americans.
Oh, there we go. Yes. Now I know what you're talking about.
Yes. Okay.
Let's roll sneak checks, because you're trying to act very, like, casual, like as least dangerous as possible.
11.
5.
Tarquin keeps moving, and he keeps, like, kind of grabbing at his sword, hovering over his sword as you get closer and closer. Are you moving? You're, like, moving in, right? Like,
yeah, we're just carrying along the path.
Yeah. So the jabber leaps down as you get closer and is wielding a buzz axe.
Ugh.
What is a buzz axe?
A buzz axe is like an axe. So, like you've got the handle, long handle, but then instead of like a blade, like a normal axe, it's like a saw blade.
Oh, and the Psycho uses that.
Psycho uses it, yeah.
Looks like we're fighting then.
It does indeed.
Roll for initiative?
Roll for initiative.
15.
18. Where was that when I was trying to see things?
Oh, Riley, how big is a jabber compared to a man?
Like waist high.
Okay, cool.
And where you are right now, you're probably like knee high in the water.
Yeah, okay.
It's like halfway up its body, the water. Cool. But then the Borak also stands up, and you can see like its legs are like muscle is deteriorated. You can see bone.
Is that armed with anything?
Nope, just the horn on its.
Just a creature. Okay.
Yeah, it's a creature with a horn on its face. All right, so turn order will be Lucinda first. She's at that ready, and then we've got Tarquin, and then the enemies.
You get first dibs. Do you want the Borak or the jabber?
Which one is nearer?
I would say they're both 5 squares in front of you. You got pretty close. And you will have -2 movement while you're in this, you're having to wade through the water still.
I've just had a thought as well, Lucinda, before you act.
Sure.
These are already dead, technically, so we're probably going to have to, it's going to be zombie mode, isn't it? We're probably going to have to, like, cut them up, incapacitate them.
Yeah. Can I start as a kind of, worth a shot? Can I start by talking to it in almost commanding, imperious tone?
Oh.
Yes, you definitely can. Doing checks like this, by the way, so like you would be doing a talk check of some sort. It does give me a mayhem point, which I could then later use to do something nefarious.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't let that like stop you from doing it. I have 2 mayhem points, or 3. I think I have 3 mayhem points this game anyway. Because anytime you roll a natural 1, I get 1.
And I have been just dishing it.
Yeah.
Right. In that case, I'm going to try standing tall and commanding, stand aside, let us pass. We have business with your master.
Okay. Yeah, I think that was a good bossy talk check.
I got a 17 and I add something.
25. It's so commanding that even Tarquin like stands to the side. Like,
yeah.
After you.
They understand, like they have that recognition of like, oh yeah, our master has something like, and so they're going to sort of stand aside. Yeah.
Oh, well played.
I did not think that would work. Okay. With great dignity, we shall proceed.
Okay, yeah, you start walking forward. I would actually say maybe the jabber goes first and leads you in, and then the Borak is behind you.
It's getting us where we need to go.
Yeah, you're being escorted in. As you get closer to that light, You can hear the sound of what sounds like maybe metal hitting wood. You can hear footsteps. You can hear talking. You can hear laughing, like children laughing. You get closer and the town comes into view, and most of it is torn down. Most of it's collapsed. There's lots of houses that are collapsed, but there's maybe 2 or 3 that are built, and they look really new. They look nice. You can see on top of one of the houses is a skeleton with a hammer, and he's hammering, shingles or building it. He's putting together the roof. You can see some skeletons going and picking up some of the debris of the other house and clearing it out. You can see some lots that are cleared, and skeletons are carrying wood and stone and materials there to...
The children laughing, are they skeleton children?
Yes, they are skeleton children. You see 2 children kind of chasing each other, and one tags them. Another child comes around, and they're just playing tag.
Are the skeletons just trying to make a home for themselves?
Aww.
Oh no, this is a dilemma.
The skeletons see you coming in and escorted by the Jabber and the Borak, and they are a little bit hesitant. They're wary of you. Not violent. They're not like ready to attack or anything. One skeleton comes up.
I think you've wandered a little too far. Dirkberry is due east from here.
Leave this to me, sister. Well, hi there. We're just collecting some berries to make some jelly to sell at the market.
Do a talk check.
14.
She looks at your weapons. This would have been a very hard talk check.
There's not a lot of berries out here. I don't know what you would be collecting. We don't grow berries here in the swamp.
You got me. Did you guys kill all the people of Scargrove? Are you the people of Scargrove?
Oh yeah, we live here. This is Scargrove. We live here. We didn't kill anybody.
Have you always lived here?
Yeah, generations.
Sweet, has Scargrove always been a skeleton land?
No. No.
And she looks at her bony hands.
No, that happened about a month ago.
I thought Scargrove got wiped out 6 months ago.
I don't know if I should say anything more.
Lucinda, order her to talk.
Yeah. I think you need to explain yourself.
I just don't want to cause any trouble.
We won't hurt you.
Okay, I think you better talk to Constance.
The Jabber doesn't move. The Borak doesn't move. They kind of stay between you two. So she walks away, and she comes back, and this woman, real, live, flesh.
Oh.
Elizabeth tells me that you are here looking for some answers.
We are indeed.
We don't want any trouble. We just want to live here peacefully. Please don't do anything.
Well, we have no interest in hurting you. We just have some things we need to sort out.
I'll help you the best I can, but, if it's going to cause any trouble to us here, I don't want any part of it.
Why have you surrounded yourself with skeletons?
No, this is my town. This is my family.
Your family are skeletons?
Well, they weren't always skeletons.
Who killed them?
I'll tell you the tale.
Yeah, go on.
Stone Point is a village a bit bigger than ours, and they've always offered protection, right? You know how the story goes. We give them a portion of what we produce, and they don't destroy us. But things were getting bad, and we couldn't produce as much. Our town was growing, and we had more mouths to feed. And so I went and I left. I traveled east to negotiate some trades. I tried to find people that we could trade our wine with and get some goods, and hopefully it would equal a little bit more and balance it out so that we could still be able to pay Stone Point, or maybe even get out from under their protection completely through these trades. Find somebody who would actually protect us. I was gone for months and months, and I came back and everybody was dead. And so I was distraught, and I heard that in the capital, while I was doing my trades, people love to talk, that this rich dude was just holding on to this artifact, this skull that could bring people back to life and on a mass scale. And I just needed it. He just had it on display. So I went, I stole it, came back, and I brought my people back.
Did you use your people to kill the people of Stone Point, though?
You see some of the skeletons go like, I would never hurt anyone. No, I wouldn't. They chimed in and like, no, we're a peaceful people.
Do you know what happened to Stone Point?
Roll. She looks hesitant. Like, you get the feeling maybe she knows something.
8.
We definitely need to know the full story. We don't want any trouble, but we want to know. I got a natural 20 right there.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, Lucinda!
Just a shockwave of your power, your bossiness comes through. Okay, and she whispers, follow me and I'll tell you. And the skeletons kind of go back to work. She walks, the Jabber and the Borak come with, and you go into like a little hut that they have kind of by where the town square would have been. So it's like the temporary station. And as you're walking up there in the debris, you can see at the town square, you see this green, gray, gem-like skull sitting up there.
How big is it?
It's the size of a human skull.
Okay.
So I guess big, I don't know. But it's like, it's on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Type thing. And raised up. There's still the framework of the town hall, and it's at the top of that. So you go inside this little hut. The Borak and Jabber stay outside, and she tells you, so none of them know, but before I came back, I knew that I needed to stop them. And honestly, it felt good. I summoned up Jabbers, Boraks, Stalkers, Scaleons. I summoned every dead thing that I could find around Stone Point, and I had them kill every one of them. And I hoped that news wouldn't travel too fast. You're here fairly quickly, more quickly than I would have liked.
Yeah, you should have checked the cellar. There was some woman hiding down in there that you missed.
Oh no, that's not good. I mean, I didn't want to necessarily kill them, but they needed to die because they would have just come and extorted us again. The animals killed them all. It wasn't much of a fight. It was quick. And then I went around and I resurrected a small amount of them and had the Jabbers, the dead Jabbers, escort those bodies into the town hall. And I burned up all the remains, hoping that what I did wouldn't be discovered.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course, yeah.
If we were to take the skull, what would happen to all the skeletons that you've resurrected?
They'd cease to exist. Right now, I'm not in control of the skeletons anymore. Like, I'm not in possession of this. This is the town. This is the life of the town. Town hall is what powers it. This town is what is powered here. If you took it, they would all die.
I need to have a word with my sister.
Yes, excuse us while we confer.
Yeah, so Constance leaves you two to discuss whatever you are going to discuss. Gives you some privacy.
We can't take this skull from them.
Our father wants it.
They're just trying to have a life. They're just trying to make their own way in the world. Doesn't that remind you of someone, Lucinda?
Referencing yourself isn't really going to bring any brownie points to this argument.
So you're willing to kill an entire village just to get Dad what he wants?
An entire village? He murdered a whole village full of little tiny children and puppies.
Oh, why did you have to mention the puppies? We didn't see any puppy bones. You didn't even see any bones, you blind bitch.
Look, I don't watch for things, okay? I just shout.
Okay, yeah, she did a shitty thing, but what's done is done. This is not our problem.
It is our problem because this is your problem and you are my problem, and Father has sent me. She is a murderer. I think we should execute her.
Yeah, she's a murderer because she needed to be. She was protecting her village. Just because they're not alive in the conventional sense now, we can't do this.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. You mean you can't do it, but we have more guns than they do.
This isn't about getting into a fight. We're talking about killing a whole village.
Well, they're already dead.
Yeah, and they've been brought back to life. You heard her. If we take the skull, the skeletons will cease to be. They're not doing anything wrong.
They're not doing anything wrong, but Constance did something wrong by massacring a whole town.
It's not our problem, Lucinda. Dad sent you, Dad sent me, Dad sent us to come and take this thing without knowing the consequences of it.
Oh, I think Father knew the consequences of it.
Well, that makes him even more of an asshole that he sent us anyway.
Well, he sent you. I'm here to make sure it happens.
No, you know what? You're right. He sent me. So I'm making the decision. I'm older than you. I'm the one that Dad entrusted this with, and I'm saying we're not doing it.
Okay, that's fine. We won't do it.
Really?
Yep,
Okay. So you'll walk out of here with me?
I will walk out of here with you.
Fine. Let's go then. I'm going to hold out my hand to her just to make sure. Like she was corralling me in the pub. All right, I'm holding my hand out to her.
I will take your hand
Going to lead her out of the hut.
like a gentleman.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you come out and there's Constance, the Jabber, and the Borak. The town is still, working at rebuilding.
I'm going to turn to Tarquin. We aren't taking that skull.
Good.
And then I'm going to shove him really hard. But I am. Because that's the Britstone way.
Middle of the episode, you know what that means. Time to shout those praises to Nerdvana Games for making bunkers and badasses. You can get the Sourcebook on their website. You can also get the deluxe edition that has the miniatures and a dry erase board and cards. It is epic and awesome. Want to do a quick shout out to our ultimate badasses. That's people who have supported us financially. We've got Daniel, Raymond, Kelsey, Ross, Chris, Colin, and I swear that I am missing one and I apologize. But if you want to be an ultimate badass, then you can support us over on Ko-fi or on Spotify. You can sign up to do like a monthly donation or whatever it is. Thank you to all of our ultimate badasses. Some of that money goes to paying for things like music. So a shout out to the people who make our music, Kyle and Shar13. Sometimes I put together like loops that are just in my editing program. And then I've also bought a couple of songs that are royalty free that I can use if I don't have anything else that fits from our written music. You can support us in so many different ways, like leaving reviews, sharing the show with friends. But now we are also on YouTube. YouTube added the ability to add podcasts on there. So we added ours on there. You can subscribe to our channel on there, FFAdventureCo, Friend Info Adventure Co. You can search for it and you can listen on there. You can leave comments, give thumbs up, all of that. So even if you're not going to listen there though, I think it helps us out if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. So you can find that in our link tree now. So that's pretty cool. Just wanted to make a quick correction because one of our listeners, Ray/Aramil, he pointed out that actually there's no Bloody Harvest event in the first Borderlands. That was just Dr. Ned's Zombie Island and not an actual Bloody Harvest thing. So totally spaced that. And that is it for the middle of the episode. So enjoy the rest of it.
Fade in on Harbor Vale, a sleepy town in coastal Maine. Its residents continually harrowed by an unyielding mist that intrudes from the Atlantic. And, much like the town, veiled by this persistent precipitation, its residents veil secrets of their own.
Secrets of an ancestral curse, and the desire to embrace it.
Secrets of justice, distributed in the shadows.
Secrets of newfound duty, and a life left behind.
Secrets of bestial instinct, clawing its way to the surface.
And as we cast our eyes towards these silent secrets, we shall delve even deeper into what truly transpires down by the bay. These Silent Secrets is a Monster Hearts 2 actual play podcast.
Ooh. Okay, roll. You know what? Just roll a melee. So roll accuracy.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's a 4.
Oh, that's okay. Damage works a little bit differently. If you don't get a nat 1, you're fine. it'll succeed.
Okay.
So now you get to roll a d6, but you're not going to add the 3 because you're not using your sword. You're just pushing him.
That's a 3.
So you push Tarquin back. He stumbles. Are you trying to catch yourself, Tarquin?
No, I'm too caught by surprise. I would never have expected my sister to do this.
Also, he had a whole bottle of wine.
that is also true.
Nobody's mentioned that little fact.
Yeah, so Tarquin stumbles 2 squares back. He's on the ground, takes 3 damage. Oosh. Let's do initiative order. That was like a surprise attack. You guys are at odds with each other.
Nat 20!
Oh my gosh.
I got a hearty 11.
Yeah, so obviously Tarquin will go first. So Tarquin is up on his feet real quick.
I'm going to draw my sword. I'm going to get my Britstone blade out. I swear to God, Lucinda, you are not going near that skull.
Is it my turn, or are you not finished?
Well, I'm not going to attack. I'm just making a threat. I've got my sword out. Don't even think about it.
You could ready your action type thing.
Oh yeah, defensive stance.
Who is nearer to the skull right now?
As you come out of that hut, it was like right beside the building. Actually, let's say it was inside the building. So the framework of Town Hall is up. Some of it's not like in great shape, but at the very top of it, like the very highest point of it, that's where the skull is. And so the hut is in like the center of Town Hall. So as you exited, you pushed Tarquin towards the entrance of what would have been the old Town Hall. Does that make any sense? So like,
I think so. So I would have to go through him.
Well, not necessarily, because all you have to do is like climb the framework, which pick a wall, right? Like he's at the entrance, which is honestly probably the worst of all because it's got the door frame and you've got other ways to get up top. And it's like, we'll say almost like there was a bell tower type thing. And it's at like the peak of where the bell tower would have been, which is like dead center above you.
I'm going to ignore Tarquin and walk over to a wall that has convenient footholds, and I'm going to start to climb.
God damn it. I am going to take out my sniper rifle and I am going to shoot the bit of wall like right in front of her feet. So I'm not aiming at her, but like a warning shot.
Okay, yeah. Roll the accuracy.
Please be accurate.
Natural 20!
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. She starts to climb and you shoot right where her foot is about to like go to grab, and it causes her to like slip and fall onto the ground.
Yeah.
I don't know, roll like a d4 for how much damage she'll take from that, just from the little fall.
Just a 2.
2. Okay, so you take 2 damage. And we're not going to do shields. We're just going to take away shields to make it a little more interesting.
I'm going to like brush the dust off my arms, straighten my coat, and face Tarquin. I'm taking that skull. I will draw my sword. I'm going to draw my Britstone blade. We will solve this the Britstone way. Fine by me. Okay, I'm going to allow you first hit.
Okay, well, I'm going to go for it.
Maybe this will overcomplicate it. I don't know. But because it's like blades, you're having a sword fight, you get to roll your accuracy if you're attacking and add your accuracy mod. If you're defending, you just roll your accuracy and see if you can like parry.
Cool. Okay, right. So I'm attacking with an accuracy of 12.
And my accuracy is that's a 6.
I'm going to hit her on her... Are you left-handed or right-handed, Lucinda?
Right-handed.
Okay, I'm going to hit you on your left shoulder. You always did leave that side open.
And then roll damage.
2 damage.
We won't do the +3s because you guys are like maybe holding back a little bit.
Yeah.
Hasn't become all-out bloody warfare.
Yeah. I
am going to attack right back. 12.
And then you get to +2, so 14.
So you're attacking with 14. I'm defending with 12.
Yeah, so you won. So now roll a d6 for damage.
Oh, only a 1.
Where are you hitting me?
Well, I did kind of want to swing the sword and then kick him in the balls.
Nice. Oh!
Just to, end this as soon as possible.
Well, I'm naturally down on my knees after that. So I'm going to try and, rush tackle her around the waist.
Roll interact check for that.
18.
Okay, yeah, you do it.
Rugby tackle me to the ground.
Whoosh!
And both swords just clatter away. Not even unarmed anymore.
That was the shortest sword fight ever.
I hope you didn't want something epic for your podcast.
So now Tarquin is on top of you.
Not in a sexy way.
No. In a sibling fighting way.
Well, if it's a sibling fight, then I'm going to lick his face.
Oh my gosh, this is great. Let's do an interact check on that.
17.
Yeah, you pull him down and like lick his face.
I'm gonna, right, while she's pulling me down, I'm gonna grab her wrist and give her the most severe Chinese burn I can muster. 12.
Just roll a d20. We'll just see what you get.
It balanced on 19 for a second there, and then just tipped over the edge onto a natural 1.
Oh my gosh.
Chinese burns are my weakness.
Literally, her arm snaps off.
Yeah, she gets a pretty bad burn. Do a d4 on it.
4.
Oh my god, I'm taking right beating here. I've only got 6 health left.
How much health do you have left, Tarquin?
12. I'm assuming the face lick didn't do any damage.
Well, I was trying to go for none actual hurting. Thought you would just like recoil and get off me. Apparently not. What I want to do is push him to the side so that he has to roll off me, and then I'm going to get up, and as I get up I'm going to kneel right in his groin to leverage myself up.
Okay, perfect. Just do a interact as well.
I just smacked myself in the face with a natural 1.
Oh my gosh.
How many ration points do you have now?
Too many to count.
Honestly, that Chinese man just did me in, right?
Yeah, it took you back to like when you were kids.
I'm gonna pull her hair.
I mean, does that do me any damage?
Oh yeah, roll yourself a d4.
It's only 1 damage on the hair pull. The sensible ponytail. So, like on the shampoo advert where they do the twist test. She's obviously been using some banging conditioner, and so it's like... Argh.
Roll a d4 for your failing.
1.
Okay, so another 1 point of damage for when you attempted, you ended up hurting yourself more. But it is your turn again. He just pulled your hair.
I'm gonna say, oh, for fuck's sake, Tarquin, get off me right now.
In the bossy voice?
I'm gonna use the fucking bossy voice.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, talk check it.
17.
Plus 8.
To 25. I don't even think you can resist that. You could roll a 20, but you're not going to be able to.
No. I mean, do you even want me to? No. Okay, that's fine. I get off because, like, I don't know. I suddenly think maybe I've actually, like, proper hurt you or something. It's like, oh, okay.
Okay, I'm going to scramble to my feet, right my clothes, and like, rub my arm a bit, but where it hurts. And then I'm going to stop it because that shows weakness. And I'm going to pick up my sword and put it back in its sheath. And then I'm going to kick his sword towards him as well.
Oh, honourable. Are you going to, like, make a move to grab the skull again? Or are we fighting more?
I was going to call you a plonker first, but...
Fine. Oh. Come on, Lucinda, just think about what you're doing. You can't seriously want to hurt all these skeletons.
I can't hurt them. They're already dead.
You know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean. There's a bunch of skeletons walking around, and you seem to think that I'm responsible for them.
Well, you can be responsible for not killing them.
I'm just going to take the skull, okay? I've been sent to get the skull. I very rarely get to come out in the field. This is my chance to prove to Father that I am capable and a brilliant vault hunter, despite the fact that Chinese burn really hurts, and I'm messing this up, and you are not messing it up for me.
So this is how you're going to do it. You're going to stoop so low as to destroy a whole settlement.
Oh, stop pretending that you care about the skeletons. We both know that you just don't want me to succeed because you hate me.
I don't hate you. I hate the family business. I hate what it's done to us. I hate what it's done to you. If you grab that skull, you are just becoming part of it.
We are both already part of it. We are Britstones.
Then you leave me no option. I'm going to look over her shoulder and point. Oh, hi, Dad.
Do a talk check, maybe, like to see if you can.
14.
And then maybe an insight check to counteract it.
That's an 8, but I mean, that was so like, oh, look, my bear, right? A distraction. Can't believe I'm falling for it with an 8.
Yeah, hopeful you like do turn around thinking like, oh, did Dad send me out here to like...
Has he finally noticed me?
And then I'm just crushed when I see it's not there.
And then I'm going to capitalize on it. You see the power he has over you?
I don't think you realise what it's like living there and not having his respect. Somehow he respects you, Tarquin, even when you're not there.
You think I don't realise the crushing effect that he has? I see it every time I look at your face.
I'm going to think about it for a second, but then I'm going to like square my shoulders. I'm taking that skull and I'm taking it back to Father, and he is going to notice me.
I'm going to charge her with the sword. All right, I'm running. I'm going for just an overhead cleave. Well, I am attacking only with a 7, so...
Roll an interact check.
19.
I run up to Lucinda, the sword's held over my head. I prop her, like, screaming at her, and then I swing the sword down.
I'm going to step to the side. As I step to the side, I'm going to grab Tarquin's arm with one hand and take the sword out of his hand with the other hand. Then I'm going to point his own sword at his throat. I'm going to draw my own sword and point both of the Britstone blades at Tarquin's throat in a cross-section to scissor them against his throat.
I am understandably shocked. I'm just gonna glare at you. So this is it then? This is how it ends?
That's up to you, Tarquin. I am taking that skull. You can either let me do that, or you can die. But I was going easy on you before. But this is serious. I'm not failing.
I'm just going to lower my head. I can't even look at you anymore. I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to lower my head.
Okay, I'll sheath my sword, and I'm going to fling his sword to the other side of the room, so it clatters across the rubble. And then I'm going straight for that skull.
All right, roll a traverse check.
19.
You start scaling it really easily. You're pissed that Tarquin made you act that way. You know, like Tarquin's always the one that takes it too far and pushes your buttons to make you cross those lines. You didn't want to have to do that to him. You know, you're thinking as you climb. And down below, Constance was watching this whole fight, hearing your arguments and watching you go up, and is asking you like, don't do this. Please don't do this. I don't want to be alone. And the town is watching you do this.
With that little empty sockets, all looking soulful, just staring up at me.
The children stop playing tag, and one of them goes up to Constance and says, Mom, what is she doing?
Mommy, what is the mean lady doing?
Are we going to go to the dark place again?
And you just continue to climb?
I am heartless at this point.
I'm getting that skull.
You climb up there, you grab it, right?
Right, I mean, I can't go back home and see that knowing disappointment in my father's eyes.
Yeah, as soon as you touch the skull, all of the bodies fall dead again. Constance falls to her knees and grabs the bones of the child that just fell at her by her side and is in tears.
Just taking hold of the skull.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, cradling it. My baby. And then you climb down. Tarquin is down there. I'm guessing you're still sitting there, right? Like defeated.
Yeah, I'm just,
pretending to have a heart.
If that's what you do with your heart, Lucinda, then I don't want one. I hope you're happy.
I'm just going to hold my head up high and walk past him. I will be sobbing into my pillow later tonight.
Do you say anything to Constance? Constance doesn't do anything as you pass by, just is crying.
I do. I'm going to say this wasn't a viable plan. People would have come and somebody would take this skull, and then you would lose your family again. You can't live in the past. You need to come with me and build a new family with new people.
Roll a talk check.
16? Do I add my 3?
Oh, yeah, you could add your 3, so 19.
19.
Wow, okay. Yeah. I mean, she's crying. At least let me bury them.
That's fair. I will help you bury them.
You guys spend the next... I mean, there's buildings there. There's beds. I guess you spend the night there burying bodies. Tarquin, what are you doing?
I'm going to help her bury the bodies.
Do you talk much during it, or are you like...
No.
Frosty silence. I'm taking Constance. She's been telling me as we bury the bodies, she's telling me about each of them and all her memories. And it's really cleansing for her. She's getting closure.
Does it crack at you at all?
No, I think I've done the right thing. She can't live in the past like that. I'm still smarting inside from my own family turmoil.
The next day, you've buried the bodies, you're leaving, heading back east. So at this point, you're like you've hired a truck to take you back. So you're back in Dirkbury.
Okay, I'm going to obviously tell Tarquin. I'm not going to use the bossy voice, but I'm going to tell him to come home and take his place, because that's what Father wants.
I'm going to stay here for a bit.
In this fine establishment?
Yeah. I was happy here until you showed up.
Okay. I'm going to have that credit card stopped.
You do whatever you've already shown that you do whatever you feel is necessary, Lucinda. Whatever.
Okay. I love you.
See you next time. As soon as Lucinda's truck goes out of sight, I pull out my Echo Stone and I dial a number. Yeah, hi Dad. Just to let you know, I recovered the skull. Lucinda's bringing it home for you. Bye.
Lucinda, you travel back to the capital. You return the Necromite Skull to Randall Ferry 4, and then you go back to home, where you hope your father will greet you and tell you what a good job you did. But when you arrive, you're met by Crawford. Welcome back. While you were away, you fell behind on all of your bookkeeping tasks, so you need to get to work on that.
Is Father around?
He's far too busy, but he knows what Tarquin did and he's happy with the work he did.
She goes back to her lonely little office, sits down at her desk, opens her ledger.
Thank you so much for listening to Friend and Foe Adventure Co. We hope you enjoyed this harvest bloody fuck.
Harvest bloody fuck. Ooh.
This harvest bloody fuck. This bloody harvest episode special that totally was always planned as a bloody harvest episode. Thank you guys so much for a year ago doing this. I'm so glad, Allison, that you're here. You're on the A team.
Thanks.
We will definitely be hearing more of Lucinda and less of Tarquin. No,
Brilliant.
That's
Brilliant.
Not true. But yeah, so excited.
If anyone wants to cosplay Lucinda, that would be like dream come true. That's when you've made it, when someone's cosplaying.
It's true.
Oh my god!
I know.
Whoa! Didn't someone cosplay Tarquin?
Nick did, and it was amazing.
It's true. A better Tarquin than Tarquin.
Rude.
When we were making your character, I think Elsa Bloodstone was like the model for what you were like creating, type of thing, right? From Marvel.
I don't know who that is, but let's nod.
Yeah. I think that because we had like the character creation, the three of us, and I think Phil and I both were thinking, oh, Elsa Bloodstone. Is that right, Phil?
Yeah, pretty much. Just like badass woman with like riding boots and guns.
Yeah, ponytail.
I'm looking it up now. Yeah, she's some kind of woman with a coat and a gun.
So yeah, that would be cool. If you want to cosplay as any of our characters, please do. But especially Lucinda. I love Lucinda. I think she is so great. And she's like she's probably the most serious character in the series, I think. But she's still so much fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, obviously not disagreeing that she's so much fun, but the most serious character, I mean, it's hard to judge.
Yeah.
She's just Lucinda, because she's not serious. When she's pissing about with me, that's not serious. Okay, no, she's the most no bullshit.
I feel like Sailor Twift could give me a run for money with no bullshit.
but very different.
Yeah.
I really love Lucinda. I'm so glad that you're playing her on our little podcast here. So thank you.
Thanks for having me.
And then if you want to hear Allison, myself, and Phil on another podcast doing an actual play of Teens in Space, you can go over to Organized Fun, which is Phil's podcast where he reviews board games. It's organized with an S because he's British.
That's exactly how we speak.
Yeah. And I'll put a link to the Spotify playlist where you can listen to the first 3 episodes. And I try to update the playlist every time a new episode comes out so that you can hear it all, because it kind of gets put with between other episodes of reviewing board games, which are also great episodes and you should listen to. I listen to all of Phil's episodes.
So do I.
Why, thank you. So do I.
You can interact with us on social media at FFAdventureCo on most all social medias. You can come hang out with us in our Discord. Lots of fun there. All this can be found in the episode description in our link tree, which also there's like the coffee if you want to be an ultimate badass supporter like Kelsey and Aramil, who are monthly supporters. They're actually supporters on our Spotify for podcasters. So like through Spotify, you can donate monthly, and they are doing that. So thank you to both of them who are subscribed to our podcast. What craziness. And I think that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, now I need a quote.
I did listen to the earlier episodes again quite recently. And yeah, I wrote down a quote because I was going to tease Phil about it. And it was just, "We'll keep her alive for now with the option to shoot her in the face later."
Classic.
It's like, that sums up Tarquin.
Is that about Polly?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, maybe one of them. Yeah, I can't remember now.
Yeah, I think that's in episode 3, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it must be Nettie then. Yeah.
I mean, that could just be it. I could just have you have it close out on that.
A random quote, not from this episode, or indeed any episode I've been in. If you want to go back to the beginning and listen again.
Oh, you know what? Let's do the one word thing where you go like...
Is it like a cool, business exclamation mark quote?
Oh my gosh. Let's just do that as it. So it'll just be like, all right, that's it. And remember, badasses, business.
Vault Hunter, I'll watch your back if you watch mine, Vault Hunter. Those bandits better run and hide. You got your 20-sided die. You got a sparkle in your eye. You got your guns. Let's get some.
I do. I'm going to say
nanny, nanny, nanny. And then push her in the mud. No, don't do that. Don't do that.